The sheer volume of dismal Disney news just today alone, on the 27th of March, leading into a very important investor vote to decide the board for the Walt Disney Company. I couldn't have imagined this many stories coming out in the period of the last few days, and how many more are likely to fall. In fact, something just dropped, and I grabbed it in the form of a thread from America First Legal. That's right. They are going after Disney legally now, or at least they're warning them that they are. And if you know anything about them, they're aggressively pursuing lawsuits that go against the very fabric of this country and what the majority of the citizenry believes is fair play. So, Disney, they're coming for you. Let's take a look. But first, let's start here. As I always do when I do one of these style of videos, I remind you I have my own website, beachpunk.us. You can actually get your own beach punk gear there, including all the tiki stuff. You can get water bottles with either the rooster on it or possibly, the beach punk logo, which is awesome. We've got shoes, hats, glasses, all kinds of stuff. Well, maybe not the glasses yet, but I'm sure they're coming. We've got sandals, shoes, towels, shorts, swimsuits, you name it. So check out the site if you get a chance. But let's dive into this. And this is bad, just as the thumbnail here says. And if you look from their very own Twitter account, America First Legal says, "We sent a demand letter to Disney's CEO and board of directors notifying them of and documenting the following: breach of fiduciary duty, misleading shareholders, intentional violations of the federal civil rights law, mismanagement erasing 40% of value." And I know a lot of people are going to say, well, Disney's come up. I mean, in the last few weeks since there became this proxy battle. Well, yeah, that was to be expected when you have people trying to put a company back on the right track and the people who want to keep it on the wrong track fighting each other. So let's take a look at what this says. This was, again, today from America First Legal. You can go to their Twitter, pull this down for yourself. You can probably use a thread reader like I do. Grab the whole thing if you want. But it's addressed to everybody. It says, notice of management, breach of fiduciary duty, and waste. Dear Mr. Iger and Mr. Parker, America First Legal Foundation is a national nonprofit organization working to protect the rule of law, due process, and equal protection for all Americans. We write to you in capacity as Chief Executive Officer of the Walt Disney Company and Chairman of the Board of Directors, respectively, and on behalf of the Walt Disney Company, at least the shareholders, and customers, to notify you of mismanagement, including, but not limited to, intentional violations of federal civil rights laws, breaches of fiduciary duty, and wasting of company assets. Specifically, the company has implemented facially illegal diversity, equity, and inclusion programs and policies. Workplace anti-discrimination mandates are an essential and mission-critical regulatory compliance risk. You and the board, among your other fiduciary obligations, have a duty of oversight and the responsibility for putting in place a reasonable and effective system of compliance monitoring and reporting relating to these mandates. However, the fact that Disney has adopted facially illegal DEI policies is prima facie evidence that the company's internal controls have failed. Whew. Crazy stuff. Also, the evidence is that Disney's board and management team are sacrificing the company's reputation and goodwill, no kidding, to serve a highly idiosyncratic and controversial political agenda that is offensive to the vast majority of the company's core customers. You are not lying. And again, the customer is just now starting to be aware of some of these things because they've been fed a steady diet of garbage product and diminishing enjoyment of, well, the theme parks and other things that Disney's supposed to provide, or supposedly provides, I should say. Wow. Also, the evidence is that Disney's board and management team are sacrificing the company's... I already read that part. Sorry, we'll try again. This conduct, which is motivated by something other than the best interests of the company's shareholders, lacks a rational business purpose. Notably, the company's Form 10-K and proxy statements do not properly disclose the fact that the management's decision to enlist Disney's brand and properties into the culture wars risks harming shareholder value. Not sure you could say it any more plainly than that. This kind of should be that warning shot, Mr. Iger, that wakes you up. Because if an administration switches over at the federal level or any of these other things, I imagine all of these cases are going to be backed up by federal cases. And if not, they're definitely going to go to court under the laws in which they're brought, which would be, I would assume, in Florida, even though they would be in federal jurisdiction because of these things. But, you know, states have laws too, which you've recently run afoul of, as you can see in the many videos that I have up here. I'm just going to, point up here to all the legal lawsuits that you've been involved in. I may actually, at the end of this video, point you to another video where you took another huge L because people are trying to get your company to do what it's supposed to do and be family friendly again. Anyway, so as we go through this, and again, you can unroll this yourself on Twitter if you want, this letter arises from the company's civil rights violations in employment and contracting and the damage to Disney's brand, properties, and commercial reputation by management's manufactured misalignment between its woke political and social agenda and the vast majority of the company's customers. In February, AFL revealed Disney's perverse system of discriminatory race and sex quotas in front of and behind the camera by filing a federal civil rights complaint with the EEOC. Remember that one? Yeah. Now they're going the other way. They're going through the corporate stuff. This is crazy. So if you remember this, I mean, we've read through all of these things before, and actually this was publicly available, I believe, since 2021, somewhere on their website. But for example, Disney, along with Sundance Institute, pay attention to that name, runs a grant program that provides $25,000 to underrepresented directors, which it defines as women, AAPI, Black, Indigenous, Native, Latino, I'm not going to say that other slur, LGBTQIA+, disability identifying, and religiously marginalized individuals. That could be almost anyone except for one religion. And there's something missing here, which screams out exclusion to me. And it breaks it all down here. So, AFL's letter alleges Disney's patently illegal program of racial, sexual, and national origin quotas and preferences as a result of the board's failure to put in place effective internal controls to stop civil rights violations. Well, clearly, they've institutionalized them. AFL also alleges that Disney's management has intentionally manufactured misalignment between the company and its core customers. We already said that. Disney has told the Securities and Exchange Commission that its business demands on our ability to successfully predict and adapt the changing customer tastes, and that its revenues and profitability are inversely impacted when our entertainment offerings and products, as well as our methods to make our offerings and products available to customers, do not achieve sufficient customer acceptance, telling you that they know that they're willingly do this despite what their fiduciary duty is. Disney also admits that it faces risk relating to misalignment with public and customer tastes and preferences for entertainment, travel, consumer products, which impact demand under entertainment offerings and products and the profitability of any of our businesses. Well, that's also true. Yet, management has hijacked the iconic company's parks and creative content to push an extreme and divisive political and socio-sexual agenda, that is contrary to the values and preferences of the vast number of American families, which I agree. As a result, the shareholders have suffered a bloodbath. But as you can see here, they have had some bounce back once we got engaged into a proxy war in the summer. And things pushed up and down and up and down and up and down. I wonder who owns all those stocks. Pretty healthy divide between the people that want to get the company back on the right path and a hefty amount in a lot of institutional hands that are trying to use your retirement money to destroy your way of life. Because that's what they're doing. Whether or not you want to believe that or not, but that's the truth. Anyway, February 2021, the company's market capitalization was approximately $341 billion. That's true. Today, it's approximately $207 billion, nearly a 40% drop. True. In an apparent violation of federal securities laws, Disney management has never adequately disclosed to shareholders the financial risk created by its decision to use the company as a weapon for woke culture warriors to destroy pro-American culture, which is kind of what's happening. Just go look at Tiana's Bayou remake of the incredibly superior Splash Mountain. Disney has displayed an inexplicable disregard for its customers and shareholders, forcing racial, gender expansive, anti-white, and anti-police content on families while providing warnings about harmful content on uncontroversial content, which is true. I mean, just ridiculous. Oh, man, it's getting into all these things. Now, if you want details on some of the shows that are out there in the offerings that usually after the first few episodes is when all the garbage creeps in, you can check out Jonas J. Campbell's channel, Everything Woke About. And it's basically all these shows. I mean, from some of these things that are in the, what's it called? Well, there's Muppets Babies. Trying to remember what it's called. The silly show around the Louder and Prouder thing. I don't know. I don't care. Proud Family. That's what it's called. Look, this has just been a hot mess from beginning to end. And, you know, it's got Muppet Babies with gonzo cross-dressing. Yep. You know, can't find Cinderella, though, on Disney Plus or anything that's traditional. They talk about the recent Marvel releases that have woke ideology up front and center. I agree, including the opening minutes of Ant-Man and Wasp: Quantumania, one of the biggest failures of the year for Disney last year. Then you had Doctor Strange, which of course has, like, you know, all these other things that are incorporated. You have Katie Couric doing this thing on Gender Revolution, which promotes multiple radical gender dogmas, which I don't know, and all these other things that are on here. So you can certainly take a look at this. There are some things that are even more controversial here and enlightening for people who haven't seen it. I would, if you have any friends or people that are on the fence about why Disney is now becoming reviled, take a look at this thread on Twitter from America First Legal, amongst other threads that they have, just to kind of help break it down. And you know what? Show them videos like this one. If you think I'm doing a good job covering stuff like this, please hit the like button. If you don't, well, hit the like button anyway, so you don't miss any of my videos, truly. And make sure you turn the notifications bell on. I appreciate doing this for you. If you've stumbled upon my channel for the first time, be sure you hit the subscribe button down below. Turn it from red to gray, and then you won't miss anything. And if you're a member, you've noticed that you've been getting members-only content before the videos go wide. From time to time, I'll continue to do that and member stream. On that note, thanks for hanging out today. I really want to know what you think on this one. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments section below, and let's engage. Let's talk about this, because this isn't the only direction that Disney is going to get hit from, and a lot of these are bad. I mean, this is the second warning shot from a different side of the boat from America First Legal on Disney, and it is bad. Welcoming your comments. Hope you're having an incredible day. Be sure to take care of yourself. take care of others, and until next time, see ya.